Let's talk about these leg compression and massage boots. I know this is a risky purchase because I have used the real thing. I've been to spa places where you are using compression boots that cost 10 to 20 times more than these do. And so I get it that it's scary thinking this may not work. And I'm gonna cut to the chase. It does. There's some pros, there's some cons, there's some things you need to know. But first, let's just take it out of the bag. So we've got the plug, right? The extension cord. This is about 74 inches, a little over 6 feet, about 6 feet is how far you can go from a plug, which that's quite a lot of space. This is the power cord. This is like your remote control. And this is all very easy to set up. You put the power connector in here, right? And this will go into the wall. And then you've got a left leg and a right leg boot. And it will say on the inside like that. And then it will also say here, see how it says L for left, and then it says up L. And why that matters is because when you're plugging it in here, you need to find where it says L. So now we're going L, and this part goes up. And then the right leg, and right up. I like to connect everything before I plug it into the wall. I don't really like the idea of plugging it and then putting these extensions. So I like to get it all together before I plug it into the wall. Putting these on is very simple. You unzip the boot. For reference, I am 5'4" and I weigh 135 pounds. Maybe it's like 137 most days. I have 5 teenagers. The 2 ones that have tried it weigh about 150 pounds. And then my husband, who weighs about 210 pounds and is 6'1", he wears these no problem, but I'm just gonna give you an idea of how much space you might have. So the top is Velcro, and again, there's a big L on it, a big L and a big R. So you just put your leg in here, and it doesn't matter if you wear pants or don't wear pants. I don't think I suggest wearing these with stiff jeans because the fabric could dig into you. I like the idea of wearing really lightweight pants over bare-legged, only because you might be wearing this after you've worked. So I just think having thin pants is a nice way to keep it clean. Then you're going to, and I have very long legs, so I just want to show you, my legs are as long as my husband's, who's 6'1", even though I'm shorter. So this is going all the way up. It could go up even higher, but you can just shift your foot. It's okay if you're shorter because this part right here has nothing going on and it can bend. So don't be afraid if you've got shorter legs. When we put these on, you do not need to do it tight. I promise you don't need to do it tight. Just kind of do it moderate like that. So then let's get this one on even faster. So I didn't even unzip that. You do want to get relaxed. Have some sort of pillow behind your back and either lay down or be seated up. You can totally sit up. You just need to decide ahead of time what position. And then to turn it on, you're just going to push the on button. It's very, very quiet. So I'm able to make this video while this is going. You can tell that it's not something where you can't watch TV or you can't hear your phone or you are going to annoy everybody else in the house while you're using it. How it works is it just starts slowly in different areas. Like right now, I feel it squeezing here. And you're going to get compression, so it squeezes. And it's going to go from here, and then it will get your calves, and then it will get your feet. So those are the 3 zones, our feet, calf, and thigh. There are different modes. So the mode I usually use is auto. Auto just kind of goes all the way releases, and then all the way compresses. And then there's pinch, which is like a little bit of a tighter and faster compression. The press one, it squeezes to its highest point, and then, but it doesn't release to its fullest point. It will squeeze and then just let off a little bit and then squeeze and then a little bit. And it's kind of like a pulse like that. And then you've got 3 levels of heat. So right now, this was on default from the last time, level 3 of heat. And already I'm getting warm. So if you're already hot from exercise or whatever, you may not want the heat. If it's cold and it's winter or you're just so achy, you are going to love the heat. It does not at all feel sweaty to me. It doesn't also feel like it's going to burn. There's no fear of getting burned. So the first time I did it, I thought it only had one level of settings because you can only see what is lit up, and I went to 90 and I thought, this is so good. This is totally worth the money. I love this so much, but it's definitely weaker than the ones I used that were professional use. And I thought, well, these are amazing. They're still worth it, but I see that's where the price difference. These just don't compress as much. And then I was fiddling around and I realized it went up 2 more lines. So 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. So then I went to 140 and right now I'm 130. And 140 was squeezing so tight you could feel your heartbeat pulsing in your thighs. Not dangerous, but almost uncomfortable. And so what I really like about this is that it does have that really tight compression setting. I find my perfect level around 120 or 130, where it's squeezing pretty hard, but then it's not too much for me. You also can isolate your feet, your calves, or your thighs. And so if you just have, for instance, my husband struggles with plantar fasciitis, and I had him wear these and he's like, oh my goodness, I think this is going to be a game changer, because it really goes in and helps get that blood flow and also massages that fascia and that tissue. So it's really nice that you can isolate if you have an area especially that needs help. You can't do 2 areas and not one. I couldn't just do feet and calves but not thighs. If I just didn't put the thighs on, if I unvelcroed them, I could unvelcro it, but I could basically do those 2 zones and not do it that way. But I couldn't do thigh and foot and not calf, if that makes sense. Let's talk about how much mobility you have once these are on. Not a lot. So here's the cord. And so it's a little bit awkward because you're tied with both of these. So you can't, there's nowhere really to put it, but you're not moving, so it's not a big deal. If you're somebody that is sensitive to pressure and feels like this is what I need, but you don't really like massages when they're digging in, that doesn't feel good, that deep pressure, a 60 I think is gonna be perfect for you. To turn it off, you just put the off button, and then as you turn it off, they slowly are releasing. Now, I could unzip it right now or take this off, but I just let it deflate. This is pretty loose now, and these ones keep getting a little bit looser and looser. So I'm gonna go ahead now, and as they continue to deflate, take this off. I notice slightly sweaty, but not wet to the touch, just a little warm, but I did have the heat on. So if you're worried about getting sweaty, again, I think just wear some light pants and maybe don't turn the heat on.
Lastly, you get this carry bag that you can put them in, and I know this bag looks so small. I was kind of like, what? But it fits. I have packed them up several times, and almost every time it's not a big deal. I don't have to, push it too hard, but I have had one time where it was a little harder to zip up, but the zipper is really sturdy. I would just suggest, if you want to have the easiest time, you just let them totally decompress. You let the air go out as much as possible before you're, getting them in there, but really just roll them up and squish them in, and it's like packing a suitcase, and it's not incredibly difficult. And the worst thing that would happen is every now and then you just don't get it in there right away, and you just don't zip it all the way. But like I said, that's happened to me once. The other times I got a clean zip, and it's a pretty small, carrying case for how bulky and big it all seems. Overall, these are a must-have, a total green light. I was terrified when I purchased these with my own money, so scared. There weren't a ton of reviews, but they are amazing. Buy these for yourself. Buy these for your friends that have aches and pains. Buy these for your friends for a big gift that are runners. They're just amazing. So good. Overall, these are a must-have, like a total green light. I was terrified when I purchased these with my own money, so scared. There weren't a ton of reviews, but they are amazing. Like, buy these for yourself, buy these for your friends that have aches and pains, buy these for your friends for a big gift that are runners. They're just amazing. So good.